Hello everyone, and welcome to part 3 of my winter bike build. I started off this build with the intentions of making a budget plus bike. In the last 2 videos you saw me take apart this bike, restore it, and convert it to a 1x, but neither of those things really make it a plus bike. What it needs is some new tires. Now that's more like it. Here we have Continental Trail King 26 by 2.4 inch tires. These tires are significantly wider than the 1.8 inch tires that were on the bike before, and honestly, looking at the fork, it's quite the difference. Alright, now before I get ahead of myself, I know what a lot of you are thinking. 2.4 inches isn't exactly plus bike tire size. I did want to fit this with 2.75 inch or wider tires. However, when I bought the bike, I measured it with this crappy keychain measuring little device that I have, and I measured it in the wrong spot. I didn't really account for the rim width making the tire bulb out so much. And so I decided that 2.4 was probably as wide as I should go. If we're judging my success on whether or not I actually fitted it with a plus tire, I would definitely say that I've failed. However, if we're judging my bike's success based on performance, well, we're just gonna have to roll the clip for that. Alright, so despite being 0.35 inches smaller than my intended tire size for this build, I think I still ended up with a pretty capable bike. In this video, you kind of see me riding over a bunch of different terrains alongside an actual fat bike. We went into snow that was probably like 3 to 4 inches deep at times. We rode over ice. There's definitely like times where my derailleur was inside the snow and I was kind of like, oh, how's that gonna go? But yeah, the bike seems really capable. I'm running the tires at around 15 to 25 PSI depending on just how slick and slushy it is out. I've ridden the bike quite a bit. It's got about 200 so miles on it now with the new tires. But yeah, it seems rather functional and it's surprising. I mean, I didn't spend a whole lot of money, and that was the intentions with this build, was to get myself into this market for as cheaply as possible. But I was really surprised at the end result. I thought, and there are moments where his bike is a lot more capable than mine, but like even in this, you know, it's just a short little snowy trail. Like I was leading and I wasn't going too slow for him. I wasn't slowing him down, and I have more than half his tire size, but not much more than half. So to say that it's supposed to fill the same void would be kind of a stretch. I wanted to take a moment and talk about price on this build because I haven't really gone through and done that. I wanted to wait till the bike was done. So the idea was to build a plus bike for as cheaply as possible. And I kind of wanted to like make this build because I figure I'm not the only person who wants to give winter riding a shot but doesn't want to buy a $500 fat bike off the start. And honestly, I'm going to say now that doing it, I definitely recommend winter riding, but if you're still unsure, definitely understand wanting to get into it for a lot cheaper of a price. The two essential ingredients that I actually paid for were the bike and the tires. The bike ran me $40 and the tires ran me $60. So that's $100 to essentially have the capabilities that I have shown in these videos. A lot of people have retro mountain bikes just hanging out in their garages that they don't use, you know, dad bikes. And so if you want to build one of these, you might already be able to get into it for free and just buy $60 tires, which I think is amazing when, you know, the cheapest fat bike is like $500. Even used, you're still seeing them for like $250, $300. $60, maybe $100. The other money that I spent on the build was the front rim, which I just kind of did out of aesthetic OCD. Like I had kind of a mostly black rear wheel, and I kind of wanted that same look on the front wheel, so I saw a wheel for $20, but that puts me at $120. Spent $5 on a front brake lever that didn't have shifters on it, but I could have used the old one, so that was $5, so that puts me at $125. And then lastly, we have the stem riser for $15, so that's putting me at $140. And then maybe I spent like $20 miscellaneously on cables, which if I didn't need the stem riser, I wouldn't have had to necessarily do, considering I did this as cheaply as possible and reused all the cables I could and reused all the housings that I didn't have to replace And whilst I'm ashamed of some of my decisions, I wanted to do this in like a really awful manner. My other builds, I plan on putting a lot more care and doing things the right way per se. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe. There will be more content coming out soon, and I'm hoping that you will be there to check it out.